Targeted traffic versus untargeted traffic. What's the difference? Hi guys, my name is Dale Bateman from BuildYourSuccessOnline.com. Every online business owner, like you and me, needs targeted traffic. Whether they're selling a product, service, affiliate products, coaching, or even an MLM or network marketing opportunity. Getting traffic like this to see your offers can be a difficult task unless you use a few key strategies and you know the differences between targeted traffic and untargeted traffic. That's what I want to explain to you here using some unique analogies and examples. Plus, I want to introduce you to a tool that will help you turn your traffic frustrations into successes. First, I want to ask you, are all clicks created equal? I want you to remember back to the last time you were on Facebook and noticed an ad or perhaps a post that someone had made where they are boasting about getting 15,000 clicks for only pennies per click. Did this make you feel envious of that marketer? Well, let me tell you that it shouldn't, because the simple truth is that clicks are not a commodity. And also remember that not all clicks are created equal either. If you were to ask that person how many actual sales resulted from those 15,000 clicks, I wonder what they'd say. You ever notice that little tidbit of information is never part of their pitch, is it? With all the competition happening online every day, how are you able to stand out and become a success? Before you answer that, let me ask you this question first. If you take the process of making a sale and reduce it to a very basic level, what's involved? You have a seller who has a product or service they wish to sell, and you have a buyer who is looking to acquire that very same type of product or service for themselves. Pretty simple, right? Well, it is and it isn't at the same time. You see, if the seller truly wants to sell their product or service, they have to have some sort of contact with that eager, hungry buyer. If they don't, then their chances of making the sale are greatly reduced. The more someone is actually thinking about what you're offering, the more targeted a lead they are going to be for you. I want to repeat that. The more someone is actually thinking about what you're offering, the more targeted a lead they are going to be for you. So if someone is looking online for a way to get out of a job they hate and start making some serious money working from home, and you just happen to have a solution to that problem, they are going to be a perfect match for you and your product. On the other hand, if you are selling a new method to get fit and reduce body fat, that same lead I just spoke about would be transformed into a very untargeted lead. So what makes a good targeted lead? If you're watching this, then you are obviously at least somewhat interested in internet marketing or something along those lines. I'd like to give you a few good indicators as to the typical types of people who I've found are generally a good fit for traffic. These are strictly some metrics on the general demographic, so keep that in mind, because the overall demographic is quite a bit larger than what I'm about to share. And it's honestly growing and becoming more and more diverse all the time as more and more people decide that they would rather work at an online business and decide for themselves what their destiny and self-worth is instead of for a corporation where they are told what they are worth and end up miserable as a result. Most of the best prospects for an online business have at least a few of the following traits in common. They're baby boomers who are getting close to retirement and haven't got enough saved to retire comfortably. Stay-at-home moms or dads who feel the crunch of a single income from their spouse whenever they check out at the grocery store. Mid-40s man or woman with a couple of kids who are set to go to college and he or she doesn't know how they're going to afford it. or maybe a working blue-collar employee who is just sick of their job and sick of living paycheck to paycheck. This is a person that has that entrepreneurial spirit which drives them to want to create a work-from-home scenario for themselves. They see a lot of different offers online almost every day and are skeptical of many of them. But they honestly believe that somewhere online is a business model that will suit their needs and wants and allow them to finally make money online. Let me use an analogy here to help you understand better what I mean by targeted versus untargeted traffic. I want you to think about an archery target, like the one I have pictured here. There's a section of the target that's known as the bullseye, and it's located right around the center of the target. This is essentially what I mean by targeted traffic. You'll notice that the area of this bullseye section of the target is very small in relation to the rest of it. That means there are fewer people in our targeted traffic section of the overall target, and many more people in the outer circles. Therefore, the farther away from the bullseye we go, the less targeted our traffic will become. A good example of this would be if I had my offer for my auto recruiting platform business, which is a system to do all of the upfront heavy lifting and bring in targeted leads to whatever online offer I want through a series of custom sales funnels. And I had a bunch of flyers made up. Then I hit the streets of my hometown and passed them out to anyone that I came across. How many sales do you think I would make? Probably not very many, if any at all. This is because the people walking the streets of my town are probably not a very targeted traffic source for that kind of thing, right? In other words, I would be trolling around in the outer rings of our archery target by using this method. Typically, only the biggest companies who have huge budgets to spend on marketing and have billions of dollars in annual sales can successfully convert those untargeted leads into buying customers. That's the reason why you can simply be sitting at home watching TV and then after watching a 15-second commercial, find yourself in your car headed for the local store to buy a Coca-Cola or to the local McDonald's to buy a Big Mac sandwich, even if it's 1:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. All traffic has a cost. You'll hear a lot of talk online about something called free traffic, and I want to help set the record straight for you right here and now. You see, there is no such thing as free traffic. I'll repeat that one too. There is no such thing as free traffic. That's right, it simply doesn't exist. Let me tell you why. Historically, web traffic has been categorized as either free or paid traffic, meaning that paid traffic is traffic that you have to actually fork over some money to acquire. This could be to Facebook for an ad you're running, or perhaps to a blog owner who has a following you would like to get your message in front of, and you purchase a solo ad from them. Free traffic is traffic that you can acquire without spending physical cash. However, there is still a cost. It's just not as easily recognized, that's all. The biggest cost when it comes to free traffic is definitely time. When you spend time finding traffic and leads for your online business, that takes you away from other things that you could be doing which may or may not be getting you farther along towards reaching your goals. Back to that example of the flyers. If you have a budget of, say, $50, what would you be better to spend it on? The flyers for the untargeted traffic in the street? Or for some targeted online traffic who are consciously thinking about information directly related to your offer? That's a no-brainer. The targeted traffic, of course. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with spending time getting free traffic, as long as you realize that there is a cost, even though it's not in the form of money. So before you get into using either paid or free traffic sources, make sure that you can truly afford, in terms of time and or cash, whichever one suits your situation best. So how do you find your bullseye targeted traffic? Now I want to show you a simple strategy that you can start using today to get yourself some of this targeted bullseye traffic that we've been talking about. Before we get to that, I have another question for you. If you were a hunter looking to bag yourself a deer on safari, would you think it's better for you to track one deer individually, or hang out near the watering hole where dozens of deer come to drink several times a day as a large group? If it were me, I would most certainly be the guy sitting in the bushes near the watering hole, because there's a much better chance to get one in a large group than trying to follow a single one through the bush and hope for the best. That's the same strategy that we're going to use here. We're looking to find places online, watering holes, where you can buy some ad space for what's known as a banner ad, or even for a solo ad to promote your offer to a highly targeted audience of potential buyers or deer who are looking for exactly what you have to sell them. So step 1, you're going to put yourself into the shoes of your potential targeted traffic. If you were looking to start a new online business, what's the first thing you'd probably do? Yes, you'd head over to Google and do a search for some keyword phrase such as "make money online." Just like this. So that's your first step too. Make a note of these keyword phrases as you use them so you can see what sort of results you get for each one. This is just like being next to that watering hole I mentioned, because the same websites where a lot of those brand new online marketers are looking for an opportunity will soon be featuring your ads. Pretty cool, right? You can also use some free online tools to help you determine some good keywords and phrases to try. The Google AdWords Keyword Planner tool is a good one. Just search Keyword Planner tool in a Google search and you'll find it. Step 2. When you've got your Google search results in front of you, choose any of the results from the first page and click the link to visit that site. So guys, here I've got my search results from my Make Money Online search I just did, and you can see I've got several options here down the first page of the Google search results, and different websites I can visit to learn more about making money online. Now, there's a few videos in there too, you'll see. I would recommend you stay away from those because we're looking at places to buy advertising space, and the videos just simply won't be a good source for you. And don't be tempted to click on any of the Google ads which are positioned at the very top or along the right sidebar. These are folks who have paid for their results to show up there, and most likely they will not be good choices for your advertising. Step 3. When you arrive at one of these websites from your search, take a good look at the site and make note of 3 important things. First, look and see if they have any existing banner ads on their site, either along the top, down a sidebar area, or even perhaps dotted throughout their main content or along the bottom. So, here's one of the search results that I had from my Google search. It's johnchow.com, and when I clicked on the link from the Google search results, this is the page that came up. Now I can see pretty quickly excuse me, that this page has got some advertising on it. There's a banner ad right up here at the top. There's also an an ad right here smack dab in the center of the page, which is a good spot. And there's also some over here in the sidebar, all different sizes and shapes and so forth. And that's important because keep in mind that banner ads can come in many shapes and sizes. They're usually colorful, and some may even have flashy moving parts to attract more attention. The second thing you're looking for is if there's a link for advertisers or advertise with us and so on. If the site owner is in the habit of selling space, they should have a link that's fairly easy to find. So back to our johnchow.com, and hey, look there, right up at the top, one of the menus is actually called Advertise. So that's the link that you would click to look more into how to advertise on this website. So when you click one of these links, you should be taken to a secondary page which will give you all of the information you're looking for when it comes to buying advertising space, such as pricing, availability, regulations and or specifications for your ads, and if they also have the option of promoting you with a solo ad to their email list. So when I clicked on the advertise link right up there at the top, you can see I've clicked it. This is the page that came up. Now here I've got all the information I need to make an informed decision as to whether this is a good choice for me to place my ads on. The first thing I'm going to see at the top is this is some information about the site itself, and it's talking about how this site generates over 300,000 page views per month, with over 200,000 of those being unique visitors. Okay, so that's a really good sign that this is getting a lot of traffic every month. The next thing I'm going to see are some site stats. These are some stats talking about the page itself. The first thing that catches my eye is the Alexa ranking. He's at 2,377. That's a list of all the websites on the internet. And he's at number 2,377, so that's a pretty high number because there's literally millions of sites on the internet. The other thing I see there is he's got 70,000 plus Twitter followers. Okay, the average number of comments per blog post is 50, so there's a lot of interaction here as well. Okay, the next thing I see down the page is his first type of ad that you can purchase from him, and it's what he's calling a stripe ad. So this is just a stripe that appears at the top of the blog, and it's going to be a yellow stripe, and it's going to have your link inside of it so people can click it. Okay, then he's got a spot where you can purchase a premium ad sponsorship, and this is 728 by 90. Those are pixels. That's the size of the ad, and it appears at the top of every page. So that's the banner that we're seeing right up there at the top, right underneath his menu bar. See the one with the girl taking a look up into the sky? That's the banner, the premium ad sponsorship that he's talking about there. And he says only 3 ad rotations are available. So your ad is going to be only one of only three, I should say, that is rotating there at the top of the page. So that's pretty good odds that somebody's going to see it pretty much anytime they visit that site. And he's got the pricing there for that type of ad as well, which is $1,000 per month. Okay? So we've got all the information here, once again, that we need to know about advertising on this website. The final bit of information you're watching for on this site is whether they have the right kind of content that your potential leads within your chosen niche will be interested in. Think back to the brief description we outlined for your targeted traffic, and once again put yourself in their shoes. Ask yourself if the content and diversity of the advertising on that particular site would be appealing to you when you're just getting started with your online business. So back to the home page here. I've blown it up a little bit so you can see it a bit better. And first off, the banner ad at the top, it's talking about earning and free signups and so forth. So this is all good stuff. Then we've got this ad in the center where he's talking the easier online way to profits. Tell me more. Okay, that looks like good stuff that people would be interested in if they're first getting started. Then, of course, there's the smaller ads over in the sidebar. And he's got lots of different colorful ones, a good variety of different things. Okay, so, he's got free things, systems that he's using, all this kind of stuff. So good variety. And guys, we're not only looking at the ads themselves, we're also looking at the content. So over here on the left, we see his latest blog posts. Take a few minutes, look at some of those titles of the blog posts, even open a few of them up and give them a read. Take a look at them and see if this is the kind of information, not necessarily just the ads, that's going to potentially bring your niche, your target market to this particular website. Because really, guys, that's what it's all about. These blog posts, that's what gets people interested in coming to a site. Okay? They are only going to see your ads once they arrive there, because it's the blog posts, the titles, and the interesting content that is getting him these 300,000 plus views per month. And that's the important thing too. So make sure you look at everything, not only the ads, but the content as well, when you're deciding on advertising on a particular site. So if you have a positive feeling about all three of these important points, then this is probably a good candidate for you to pursue for your online advertising needs. So step 4, assuming that you have now found some promising candidates in terms of your websites to help you generate some targeted traffic, your final step is to go through the motions and actually purchase some space from them and get your ads, whether they're banners or solos, up and running on those sites. So guys, what's the bottom line here? When you're thinking about traffic for your blog and for your business opportunity, try to remember the analogy of the archery target. If you don't get targeted traffic to your offer, you simply won't make as many sales. Let me repeat that. If you don't get targeted traffic to your offer, you simply won't make as many sales. The more targeted your traffic is, the more they are thinking about what you have to offer, and the better the chances are that they will buy. The more targeted your traffic is, the more they are thinking about what you have to offer, and the better the chances are that they will buy. At the same time, if you have targeted traffic, but you don't have an offer or business opportunity that converts, you also won't make as many sales. That is why it's vital to see what your targeted traffic is looking for and fill that void for them. Are they looking to lose weight and get healthier? Don't try to sell them something that doesn't deliver on that need. Are they looking to start their own online business? Don't try to sell them a system that doesn't help them move toward that goal. How do you know if your offer will convert? Look at its track record. For example, if you're trying to sell a business opportunity for making money online and starting a home-based business, ask yourself if you would be a good fit for that opportunity. Perhaps it's even a case where the offer you're now making as a business partner or affiliate partner was the one that originally converted you from a looker into a buyer. If that's the case, you not only know that the offer does indeed convert, but it also gives you a pretty solid idea of who your ideal target audience is, right? Just look in the mirror. The business offer that I mentioned earlier, Auto Recruiting Platform, is one such example. I know for a fact that this system converts because it converted me. And now I can make that same business offer to someone like you to give you a boost when you're just getting started online. Just click the link below, watch the video, enter your details, and then move on to the next step. So, now that you have a high converting offer to show your prospects, all you have to do is follow the 4 steps I've outlined here and start getting your targeted traffic flowing to the offer. The more targeted traffic you get, the faster and more successful you will be. A word of caution for you, especially if this is your first crack at this. Start slowly and work your way up. I always recommend to my students to plan on setting aside a minimum of 20% of their earnings from their online business to reinvest in more advertising and more promotion so that your stream of targeted traffic will continue to grow, making you more and more sales on your offers. Also remember that not all of your traffic will be instantly converted into sales. A very good conversion rate for most online opportunities is around 20%, but in many cases it could be as low as 5 or 10%. This is where building a trusting relationship with your leads comes in. For some folks, the decision to make a purchase can take months, and you have to be there throughout that time, giving them useful information, showing them why it's a good decision for them to take you up on your offer, and making sure that they know, like, and trust you. Without that perseverance and dedication, you will lose those potential eventual buyers and team members. Your next move is to get busy and find an offer to promote if you don't already have one. Make sure it's a high converting offer for your niche, and then start to implement this 4-step plan and drive that targeted traffic your way. Good luck with this, and I hope that you now understand the difference between targeted traffic and untargeted traffic. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Once again, my name is Dale Bateman, and if you have any questions or concerns about the content you've been watching here, please visit my blog at buildyoursuccessonline.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video.